Good morning, VIP story traders. It's Thursday, January 12th on CPI morning. Very important day. CPI came in line at a time when markets were at key technical levels, either a breakout level or a breakdown level. Now you can see in line after a lot of volatility. It looks like it's choosing a direction up right now. You can see the 50 DMA key level, right? Right there on the SPY. I believe it was the key. Yep, right there. Key level 200 day, 200. Trying to move above the 200-day moving average on the SPY. Key level. Now I will warn it's pre-market and there can be a lot of false signals and manipulation in pre-market. But I will note that TLT and UUP, the bond market, TLT is the bond market, UOP the currency, which signals interest rates. This one is also signaling bullish on this because when bonds go up, US dollar interest rates go down. And this tends to be a more reliable indicator, even in pre-market. That is the smarter money. So perhaps a good sign there. All right, we'll leave it as simple as that. So now let's move into individual stocks. There are a few that I have high conviction about this morning. All right, first we're going to go to AAL. This is not my highest conviction. You know, let me do an order of the highest conviction. We'll go first to COMM, COMM. This is the same sector as Clearfield and CALX, which got destroyed yesterday. COMM, look at this upgrade. CommScope shares B. Who was it from? B of A Securities. Upgrades from underperform to buy. $8 to $15 target. And the stock has been down. It's basically at a low yesterday since it got demolished here at $14. So this is a massive upgrade. Eric Niles in a room, expert in the sector, says this is a significant upgrade as well. I added some at 8. I added some at 805. Man, I'm thinking of like going into this with huge size. Maybe I should have. I got modest sized right now. Really, initially, just as a day trade here. The next target 845 at the 50 DMA, and then we'll take it from there if it happens to break that during the day. But this is my number one pick so far as of this morning. All right, we'll have to look if new news came in, but as of right now, it's COMM. Second idea that I think I like here is AAL. Now, I don't like this as much because it's already ran up a lot, already made a move over the 200 DMA. But what happened this morning is they came out with raises revenue estimate. They came out beating EPS by a lot. I guess it's estimated, right? So they pre-announced here $1.12 to $1.17. They're saying from earlier view of 50 cents to 70 cents. That is huge, folks. You know, even with this run up, I think a beat by that much warrants a move even higher. So I did get into this at pre-market 1585. I doubled down at 1599. And let's look at the levels here. It's over the 50-week moving average. The 200 week, I don't think it gets there today. That's more of a swing target. If it keeps going 1950 for today, I see the possibility of, let's look at these candles, a lot of chop in this zone, but I would say 16 in this chop zone, a possibility for today. So that's my second focus. So COMM and then AAL. We'll get to the third one in just a second. First, quick, you know what's going on with Clearfield. You should. Clearfield and CALX. CALX had that comments from the CFO at Needham yesterday, which caused the stock to absolutely get obliterated. And CLFD followed suit. Now, there's a note out by an analyst this morning saying, hey, this is an opportunity. The move is overdone and everything's still okay. And people really read into the CFO comments too much, or maybe he commented more than he should have. But in any case, an opportunity there. And we also spent a lot of time in the Clearfield room doing some due diligence. I was looking for any possible bear argument. I challenged Eric as much as I could, and Chris, and everything was check. Went back and looked at the story trading interview. So I'm very confident about this. I think it may have bottomed here. This is the 50-week moving average, and you can see very reliable interactions with that 50-week moving average over the past year. Not as reliable, see, as the 200-day moving average, not as reliable. You see that? Boom, 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 boom. So you don't get scared. Oh, it broke the 200 DMA. It's down. The bull trend is over. No, in this case, you always got to look. Uh, each stock has its own behavior of which lines and which moving averages it adheres to. You can't have one rule for all stocks. So in this case, it's the 50-week MA. And based on what we know about the fundamentals and the checks we did last night, I really think a good chance the bottom's in on Clearfield. So I'm hoping for a sharp rebound on that stock today. But what a blessing and what an opportunity if you can hold out until earnings. Imagine if it stayed at this level until the day before earnings. Man, I will be slamming call options the day before earnings if that happens. So, all right. With markets ripping, the big caps are going to be dependent on the markets ripping, QQQ SPY, but Microsoft and Tesla, I like them both as a continuation plays off the catalyst we've been talking about. Chat GPT, man, did we call that breakout a day before it happened? But Microsoft here now, let's check at the levels. It's got the 20 and 50 DMA, so 238 to 240 possible on Microsoft. So take a look at that here. I don't know. I'm not going to predict anything more than that right now. Let's look at the weekly. The weekly may be more reliable. 230. It has a couple more bucks in it, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, if the market stays green. Tesla, why do we like this? Because they had the positive news yesterday morning on expansion of the factory in Texas and also trying to secure a new factory in Indonesia, which would give them an additional capacity of 1 million cars a year. And that's the tailwind, along with market being positive. And here, 129 is what I mentioned yesterday. That's a declining moving average, and it's still declining. So today, maybe a little bit lower, 128-ish is a possible target for today if the markets stay green. TSM, interesting price action. Warren Buffett stock, earnings this morning, gapping above the 200 DMA. Now, they did beat on Q4 earnings. They warned on Q1, though. Let's see what they warned on. Margins here. Falling revenue, deteriorating margins. Now, I didn't read this full report. Tony did, and Tony is saying that they were very bullish on the second half of the year, which I guess that's the commentary that's allowing the stock to gap above the 200 DMA. Apple is TSM is a big supplier for Apple. So possible read-through from there on maybe week Q1. Let's see what Apple's doing. It's just moving with the market right now. So we'll have to see above the 20 DMA. I mean, everything's bullish as long as QQQ and SPY are. So just be aware of Apple earnings coming up in a few weeks. All right. What else we got? Some additional catalysts. FREY, man, we called this out basically right at the bottom a few weeks ago, saying, hey, this may be time for FREY to turn based on the chop, right? Right here, the volatility here always seems to rebound after, and the RSI was very low. We had news this morning. FREY Battery signs first e-mobility offtake agreement with Impact Clean Power Technology to supply up to 14 gigawatt hours of LFP cells. And if you read it, you go to the bottom. Of course, it's very speculative still. It's saying this deal may reach a value of $1.8 billion. All right. And that's covers the period until 2030. But I guess probably wouldn't come online until 2025. So definitely very speculative in terms of, is this going to work out? Are they going to get 1.8 billion? Also, there's always the risk of further dilution until they out the business and everything. So no sales yet for FREY. I have that as a long-term position on my IRA. Exact Sciences, man, did we absolutely kill this. We called it at $54 in pre-market the other day with an initial target of 62 and a secondary target in the 70s. And guess what? Here it is. You can see why. Broke the 50 DMA and then up here. And you know the story and the catalyst and the earnings, inflection on the earnings on this growth stock that got killed. But then this morning, we have a analyst coming out, SVB. Where is it? $75 price target. Maintains outperform $75 price target. So analysts seem to always be a day or three behind StoryTrading. So Exact Sciences, there we go. It takes time for them to put the reports together, and we analyze everything in like 2 minutes pre-market, and we make our decisions, and that way we can beat the fund managers and beat the market. So great news on Exact Sciences. YTEN, I put in a void on this. It's up. It's an ag, microcap ag I've been following. but the PR that came out that's driving this price action, to me, some red flags, a little bit pumpy. First of all, it's a non-binding MOU. Yeah, it's a big company, Mitsubishi. That's why it's pumping, but it's a non-binding MOU. And then there's in the press release, there's a quote from the CEO of YTEN, but no quote from Mitsubishi. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about it. I don't know the fundamentals very well, and I fear it's a pump before possible offering at some point. And just a guess. I really haven't researched it, but I'm avoiding that one. On the microcaps, though, oh, great. Vegas is with us early, and that's great because I flew through CPI really fast. But regarding some microcap picks, OGI, Kamlesh in our community noted this to us as a Canada cannabis play, which flipped to net income profitability for the first time this morning. Man, how many cents is the EPS? We did the math on this. I forgot what the EPS, you got to read this, but I did the math on the PE, and it comes to like a 13 PE if you annualize the net income. And it didn't seem to be any exceptional items in there. It seemed to be coming right through from their operating profits. So that's good news on OGI. So taking a risk on that one. So looking for rebounds, hopefully, on Sting, on WWE. Maybe we'll get some comments on Vegas on that. CLF, man, this has been killing it since we called this inflection here on December 22nd. I guess it met our swing target there, and now it's exceeding the swing target. I haven't been playing it, unfortunately. Also, the 50-week moving average exceeding that. So CLF on great fundamental news that we talked about. I had this as a trade of the week pick on Wolf Financial Spaces a couple weeks ago. Maybe I should have stuck with it like week after week. But this one, the news was just extraordinary a few weeks ago with higher sales prices for their steel and lower input costs. Doesn't get any better than that. So going to invite now Vegas here to the show, and we got some good things to talk about. Let's go.
Happy Thursday.
What's going on?
All right. Well, let's see here. I think that we've got that CPI data. I'm sure you've probably covered that off. We could see here that looked like the futures was gapping up slightly, and then the data came in pretty flat. Not really seeing a big reaction from the market, meaning, don't really see it tanking. So I think that overall,
as long as markets don't tank, this is what I say. As long as markets don't tank, that's what we like at Story Trading, because then it allows individual stocks to trade on catalysts and be more predictable.
Exactly. And so what I'm liking right now is that the market is looking to set up, in my opinion, to trend to the upside. So I think it's going to take some time for things to digest. Can be a little tricky, especially if you're playing options. You could see sometimes premium burning. But I think it'll be overall, we're looking for a trend, I think, to the upside, especially over the next few weeks. I think we'll see some momentum to the upside. I am liking also the strength in Bitcoin. You see right now we're at 18,330. So if we see Bitcoin is something to monitor, even if you don't really trade Bitcoin, you should really be monitoring the Bitcoin price action. It does correlate with the market, in my opinion. So if it can break 18,500 today, Bitcoin, then we will see a move to the upside in the market. So for today's levels in particular, I'm looking for the SPY to get over this 397, and you can see here we are just slightly below that right now.
That's a 200. That's a 200-day moving average you're looking at right there.
Yeah, the 397 would be a really nice break, and I would like to see the SPY, get over pre-market highs of 398.45, and if it does, we could see 399.78, maybe 402 today. So I'd like to see what the market's going to do. After the open, because, it's very difficult sometimes pre-market to always judge, like, which way does it really want to go? I mean, we're seeing it pop, 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 and then we're seeing it now pulling back as we're talking. SPY right now is 396.36. But let me tell you, my top pick and swing trade idea. I'm going to go long on AMD today. I like that we broke $70. It has triggered for a move to the upside, looking for AMD to actually head towards $72.50 and $75. So I'm going to go long on AMD. As you guys know, I do lots of options. So I will be looking to take the $75 calls and they expire February 17th. So I have over a month on these, and those closed around $2.48. I don't know what they'll be this morning because AMD moved a little bit pre-market, so they might be a little more pricey than 248, but it shouldn't be much more higher. It hasn't like it ripped or anything like that. So looking to trade AMD for swing trade, and I think also potentially swing trade Square because of the strength in Bitcoin. And I think over the coming sessions, because I'm anticipating a move to the upside in the market over the next couple weeks, I think we're going to see a big move, not a huge move in Bitcoin, but definitely a move up in Bitcoin. So if that's going to go, then I'm looking to go with a swing trade in Square. And so those are my two top picks, AMD and Square.
Awesome.
Swing trade ideas. So we'll see how those play
Square,
out.
I like those ideas. Square, to me, it looks like it's too close to the 200 DMA not to test it. 200 DMA is at $75, stock at $71.72. I wanted to throw two stocks your way. First, my highest conviction pick for this morning is COMM, COMM, based on this upgrade. Upgrade from BITO Securities from $8 to $15. I picked it up at $8 this morning. It's already $8.20. Give me your thoughts on COMM.
Well, yesterday it did have like an outside day yesterday, and some range contraction here. Let me look at this chart here because I always love, as you guys know, I love to look at the weekly charts because the weekly charts give me like more conviction, like to hold the trades.
I like those too, especially for swings. If you're swinging, the weekly chart's the way to go.
Yes, I'm really liking this chart, actually. I like that it's over that 8 EMA level on the weekly. I think that once we get over $8.80, you'll see buyers coming in. I love to see this head towards 959, 985, maybe 10, then maybe 12. So those are kind of like the levels I'd be looking at. I do not want to see this get under $7.50.
Yeah, that's not going to happen today with that news. Yeah.
No. So what was the news on this one? On this COMM?
You had an upgrade from analyst, going from underperform to buy, raising the price target from $8 to $15, almost doubling the price.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. Yep. So I like it as long as it doesn't go under 751. I like the swing idea at $8.17, and great setup. The chart looks really, really good.
Yeah, I might play this one heavy. I got like a smaller type of position in pre-market, but I might get heavy on that. The second one, what are your opinion on? I'm surprised you didn't talk about AAL because I know you talk about airlines a lot. AAL came out and pre-reported a huge EPS beat for Q4, estimating $1.12 to $1.17 versus consensus of 61 cents, almost a double. So you can see the stock going up. My only concern is it's been rocketing already for over a week.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't talk about AAL because I know your community doesn't really like day trades, but it is on my watch list for today. Looking for this to head towards 1620 and maybe 1697. So for day trade levels, stop loss would be under $14.80. So I do like it for swing trade. For day trade.
You don't like it for a swing? Why wouldn't you swing with that news?
No, it's not that the news isn't bad. The only thing is that with American Airlines, the trade looks good. I think they have earnings though next week. So, next week's a short week too because of the.
We're closed Monday.
Martin Luther King Monday. So if we have that happening, and earnings is scheduled, I'm not really looking to take a swing. And if you do swing, I mean, it doesn't look bad for the swing. Just probably want to get out of it before the earnings comes. And if you're in options, it's a short week. So really not looking to swing this yet until I see the earnings are out of the way. But yeah, looks a good one. It's got a beautiful, by the way, beautiful chart. Like this chart's really nice. I really like it, especially we're over $16. Beautiful chart.
You do a thought. What if I tell you that today was the earnings based on the pre-announcement that people are going to say, okay, they crushed earnings, pretend earnings was today. Then would that change your perspective?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if earnings was already done and the market's trading at this price level, I would still take the trade. Listen, you could still take the trade. You could still swing this trade. All I'm saying is that earnings is coming out soon. So you know how traders are. They're going to close the trades because they don't always want to hold into earnings because you just never know what the guidance is going to be. The guidance.
You're right. The guidance is not covered in the pre-announcement. Good point. Yeah.
So sometimes, and a lot.
I knew there was a reason I bring you on the show.
Are going to be conscientious of what the guidance is for 2023. There's going to be a lot of skepticism I think a lot of companies are not going to always give guidance in 2023, or they'll be very cautious on the guidance. So, but I do like it. I would definitely take a swing trade. I would definitely trade it today, and I would definitely take a swing trade into next week, and maybe just close it out before the earnings, because again, we never know what guidance will be. So, just want to always be safe and preserve capital. You know.
Awesome. Vegas, let's leave it there. I love ending right on 9:20, which has always been our goal. We had 15 people live. That's great. Let's keep it going, guys. All right.
Have a great day, everyone.
Take care. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
Yep. I do want to just cover real quick. I forgot to cover the price targets on OGI, and then we'll be out of here. So OGI, I told you the thesis on it, but the chart-wise, OGI is... I'm going to give it, it's right at the 50 DMA. So I would say at the psychological $1 level, you have resistance. So I'll go like 99 cents on that. And then the next level will be about 108 at the 200 DMA. And with that, everyone, have a great day. Thanks for joining. Oh, and if you're watching the replay on YouTube at 4 p.m., you've missed it. You missed all the opportunities. You can join us for free at StoryTrading.com, 7-day risk-free trial. We'll see you guys in the chat rooms. Have a great day.